content. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. There's banter going on behind the scene, building up to the boombar on your Boom Radio NG. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon in Lagos. It's morning where you are, it's evening, and maybe it's tomorrow or maybe yesterday, wherever it is. It's the boombar on your Boom Radio NG. My name is definitely Shola Rogers.
Hello, people. I'm Luluko.
Yes, the grouch is not usually grouchy. She's different. She does better than that. But once in a while you get these things. The boombar is where we kick back, relax.
Can you see yourself?
We kick back, relax, and talk music, sports, politics, and everything in between. Yeah, so we relax.
Okay, now you have to make a point.
Yeah, I have to, because oh my
God.
So there's a whole lot happening behind the scenes. Trust me. We need to do like a behind the scenes thing of the boombar once in a while.
No.
Let people see what happens. So today we're going to be doing a lot of talking about what's happening. It's Sallah, so first things first.
Happy Sallah.
Eid Mubarak,
yeah.
right?
No,
Barka de Sallah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not Eid al-Fitr.
Happy Eid al-Fitr. But it's still Barka de Sallah now.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is
Honestly,
Barka de
don't know
Sallah.
which is which.
Yeah.
point.
But regardless, I just know that there's no meat. That's the one that's hurtful. But I'm happy that all Muslim faithfuls that were involved in the month of Ramadan, the holy month of Ramadan, it's a period where people actually take a whole month off and they fast from dawn to dusk.
It's very cool though.
You wake up and you eat sahur. Then you don't do nothing. You don't eat. You stay off food, stay off bad things, crime, and then in the evening, it's iftar.
You just said stay off bad things. So after that 1 month, you can go back.
I didn't say that. It's actually a period for all Christians and Muslims to continue getting close to their God. It's so coincidental that the Christians and the Muslims were fasting at the same time.
Yeah, it happens a lot these days.
Yeah.
Yes, for a number of years now, it's been happening
so
around the same time.
So a big shout out to all the Christians and Muslims out there, especially the Muslims, because it is your weekend and it's a long weekend in Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah, it was
all
just
over Nigeria.
It was just a long weekend about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
it's
so,
another long weekend again. So yeah,
and it's someone's last Sallah as president.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I saw a statement where he said that he can't wait to be honest, yeah. If you are Buhari, after 8 years of a lot of things that man has endured, from him being Jubril to him being dead to him you get to a point where you're like, you know what, I'm not at this point, and me too, to be honest.
Yeah,
I cannot wait.
All right, so we're already in it anyway. So once again, Baraka de Sallah to all our Muslim brothers and sisters.
And for everybody watching, it is the Boomba. If you're just joining us for the very first time, this is where we just kick back, relax, and give you gist basically happening all around the world, politics, news, entertainment, sports, and everything else in between that. And today, one that we're very, very known for is the music. There's a lot of music that gets released over the week and mostly on Fridays. And that is what that we're going to be starting with. There is New Music Friday. There's a lot of Twitter gist that we're going to be talking about today. From Nigerian perspective, from people as much as Beyonce and the Pope and losing their verification statuses, and you're wondering like, Beyonce does not have $8 or she's just done or she's not just in the mood. And Nigerian politicians and the different colors of verification badges now, we definitely need to have that conversation. We definitely talk about that. Also, there's been some nice gist that has been going on for a few days, which I think that it won't be a bad idea to actually like.
It's actually nice versus flavor, but it's not nice versus flavor. It's the fans cooking up something again.
Nice versus flavor. Oh, nice flavor. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll talk about that. We definitely will talk about a few things that is happening in the political scene. Today is a public holiday, so we don't have a lot of those. Then also maybe touch on Sudan, if time permits us. The death toll is increasing by the day, more like by the hour. There is a bit of gist as Ukraine that's probably going to join NATO very quickly, way more quickly than a lot of people had thought. Also, there's going to be a bit of review of games that were played yesterday, the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. Very interesting games. I think is worth talking about. Also, I think there's news that Victor Osimhen has actually been he's in the Champions League team of the week, even though they lost. But I think that he's doing really well. The one that busts my head the most every single time with that is, remember a few days ago too, Terry Murphy also is also in line to get African footballer in Ligue 1, and I'm wondering, all these people are in Super Eagles and then they come here and then they are doing nonsense. But story for another day. So let's just get right into it. And there's music today, and there's a lot of music. Olamide decided to drop unknowingly music for everybody. I think it was yesterday with CK Trumpet. What do you think?
So I heard that song yesterday. I didn't see that one coming, and I saw a promo video from CK. Now, if you're wondering, okay, you don't know CK, are you living on planet? Are you living on planet nowhere?
That song, yes, that's CK.
That was a massive hit. Still is a massive global hit, and of course, that's the CK that we're talking about. So he said he had always wanted to do something with Olamide, and this was the time. And it's a nice song. It's called Trumpet. So it's coming from the guy that uses and and the guy that sings and raps and does everything in between. That's Olamide. It's a fantastic combination, interesting song, and the video is so nice. Directed by a new guy. I say he's new because it's not one of the regular guys that at least, or that I know. And I know they certainly look like they shot it in LA.
Yeah.
And I'm like, kilo shell.
You know the funny thing? What if I tell you?
What is it bad? No.
This is the very first song that CK is on that I would say I love his part. This is his first song that I would say I enjoyed.
Yeah, it's
like I'm not saying that those songs were bad, but they were just okay. It's a big song, yeah, but it's not every song that you would like. Or maybe I'm really not that much into the flow of what CK sings. But for me, this is the first song I will officially appreciate CK as a wonderful musician. I think that the song is beautiful.
So I get it when you say that, because, you know how it works with life. It's about choices and preferences. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't appear on your list of preferences, that's it. One of the things I appreciate is your honesty and the way you say it, the way it is. Like, look, I really don't feel it. Doesn't mean the person is not good enough. Doesn't mean it's not a great artist. I just don't like it, or I just didn't get into it.
Just really not my cup of tea for a long time.
I'm glad that I was one of the earliest. It just they pay me, because I'm sure the CK no go know. I'm one of those people, the earliest ever that actually got into the CK flow, and even that was way before. Yeah. Look at you.
I'm just saying.
Just look at you.
I'm just saying.
You know. So, fantastic.
But anyway, I really
song.
like this song.
There's
it was
another
a very,
song,
very nice one.
There's another song that people should go listen to. One Day Call. Let them know. You should go listen to it.
Yeah, I did. I actually did listen to it, and I don't know.
You don't like it?
I'm very indifferent. Let me put it like that. I'm very indifferent.
Yeah. So it's a song that I like. Maybe just call me Mr. I like everything. Yeah. Whatever. The thing is that my taste in music is very weird and crazy, right? It's akbala, it's flamenco, whatever it is. I'm listening to it. That's why my library is mad, like mad. Yeah, so I like the new work by One Day. I like the video too. I see a video. It looks like it was shot at Kunle Afolah's joint. When I saw those containers, I'm not sure. To be honest, I've never been to Kunle Afolah's joint. I've just seen pictures, But I think I like it, and not that I know that I definitely like it. It's a nice song, and those are one of the few songs that I listen to. Didn't have time to listen to the other songs. The songs that I'm looking forward to listening to when we get out of here is Rick Asani's Amina.
Oh yeah, I did listen to that one. It's a very nice song. I just saw a few minutes ago that I actually released two. I had not listened to the second one, but Amina is really nice actually. Another song that I think did it for me this weekend is Liski's Many Things. And for me, the thing that did it for me with the song, whoever was his backup singer in that song, you need to listen to it.
I haven't heard it, so definitely I'm good.
That backup singer did amazing things on that song. I don't know, maybe I'm looking at it but it was, you need to listen to that song with headphones and you listen to the backup singer. The backup singer just killed that song. It just killed it. It was a very, very nice production. Very beautiful one that I cannot take away from him. There was Bad Boy Teams and Zlatan with I Salute. Not a bad song at all. Also, LAX released his album No Bad Vibes. It was very LAX, but there were a lot of very different sounds to the album. I don't think it's a bad album at all. People need to actually go and check it out. I also I listened to DJ Neptune and Spyro.
All right. I've not heard it, so
it's Spyro. So, but it's DJ Neptune. So there's this kick to the song. Yeah. So it's actually very nice. It's not a bad song at all. And finally, I think I stumbled on Sauti Soul and Calligraph Jones in my head.
Interesting.
Very nice song. I think
that's one for the library though.
Yes, it is. I think it was really talking about Africa, and it was a beautiful song.
I am extremely biased towards an artist called Sute Iwa.
Yeah, he had released an album. I've not listened to the album, but that he actually also released an album. So yeah, these songs, you can actually check them out from 5 p.m. today on Boom Radio Engine today, from 5 p.m. tomorrow and 5 p.m. on Sunday. Definitely will play you all these new songs right here on Boom Radio Engine.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on and still talking about music here. Anyway, a lot of your musicians have lost their verification handles.
We're not talking music now. We're moving to our headline story.
No, we're not even talking there. I just wanted to put that out there a little bit. But before we get there, I wanted to since we're talking music, please, what exactly caused the what's it called? The comparison between Nice and Flavor.
Okay, so it started with two guys on Twitter. I think I saved their tweets somewhere, but I can't access it at the moment. It started with two guys on Twitter, and one of them was like, "Oh yeah, how Nice was maybe something like being overrated." One funny story, yeah. And another guy now responded. I said, "Look, Nice got a mobile, and posted a picture of Nice with his mobile.
Yeah,
I
remember.
Where's Flavor's mobile? You get that music of Black Origin or something. It's a massive award.
To be mobile.
Yeah, in the UK that Nice got at the peak. And then the person who started the discourse now said, look, Flavor has packed stadiums in Southern Africa, mentioned about 5 or 6 countries. And said at that time, he was even charging as high as $50,000 and all of that per show to perform. And the guy now responded with Nice performing at the Mandela concert. Mm-hmm. And the Mandela concert was a huge crowd. The other guy now goes, look, no matter what it is, there's no... So people latched onto it. And apparently this had happened sometime last year before. What I don't get is the same thing that you asked. But I wanted to lay a background to... Because we have to trace the whole Nice versus Flavor thing. So what I don't get is how there's even a basis or a need to compare. Nice sings predominantly in Yoruba language, and he's had a massive if he hasn't had a massive career, he has had a massive hit, but he has had several hits. Flavor sings predominantly in Igbo,
yeah,
and he has had a massive career. If he hasn't had a massive hit, he's had several massive hits.
Oh yeah, he's still having hits.
Yeah. So I don't get the basis for the comparison. Like, is it because they both tilt towards a certain
kind of
indigenous language? Like, Flavor sings
and it's working for them,
and Nice sings in Yoruba. Flavor used to be known as Nabania. Something like that was his original stage name and everything before he rebranded as Flavor. And it's about party and having a good time and everything. One of my favorite things about him is when he did this beautiful gospel-like song with an artist, a blind artist.
Yeah.
And he ended up adopting that guy as his son. It was the guy's birthday a few days ago. And him, his daughters, they celebrated their brother and son. On the flip side, Nice is an amazing artist that made Gongwa song massive. And because Nice said in one of his songs, "Don't doubt me, I go bring you Grammy," the guy that was calling him was like, you're posting mobile, I thought you were going to post Grammy.
Okay.
So for me, I'm like, is it really necessary? These are two beautiful artists who sing very well. They're great stage men, fantastic stage craft that they have, and promoting the Nigerian culture, be it from the Igbo or the Yoruba perspective. And this is where we need to tread carefully. Why do people feel
the need to compare? Yeah, I remember I saw tweets about how people had looked for old tweets of Whiskey, Davido, and I think Burna Boy talking about how Nice was the one that inspired their music. And, I'm like, let's just be calming down. Anyway, because for the past few days now, Nice has been trending. He's still trending. He's probably hasn't trended like this in a very long time, even when they release music. So it's nice publicity for him, really. A lot of people might actually go back and listen to his songs. So it's cool. Anyway, let's move on to our original story for the day. It's a Nigerian story.
Okay.
It's a Lagos story. It's an African story. It's a worldwide story.
Oh yeah.
Elon Musk decided to do what he said he would do. And what is it? Remove everybody's goddamn verification badge. What was it called? Legacy verification badges all out the window.
Now, let's take it a little bit backwards for you. What is a legacy verification? So, verification in itself
wasn't paid for.
Verification in itself started largely because people were pretending to be who they were not. It started because there were a lot of people claiming to be Elon Musk. They were claiming to be LeBron James, claiming to be Dolupo Balogun or Balogun Dolupo. So a lot of people were claiming to be superstars, Shola Rogers, but you're not. And Twitter created a system, a beautiful, beautiful system, if I might say so. I am not verified on Twitter, but I loved the verification because it made my work easy. When someone tweeted something, I would say, it was Barack Obama's verified Twitter handle. And they had a reason, they had their system for verifying people. They changed it through the years. It was different systems, but the idea is that you do know that this person is verified. Now, a lot of people misconstrued verification as some kind of superiority. I get that.
Yeah.
A lot of people worshipped verified handles. I get that. But from the angle of a journalist and an analyst, it was about verified news. You get? Verification also bestowed upon you the ability to schedule tweets and other things that the regular handles could not do. You get? But somewhere along the line, Twitter was sold. Elon Musk took over. The richest man in the world at that time is not the richest man in the world anymore. So whatever.
He's not.
Whatever.
He's not.
He's not. That's why he's selling verification.
He needs to get up there. Anyway.
So the man brought in the business angle to it and told people, from now on, you're going to start paying. So he started delineating and, separating it. The media people, their verifications were kept. The verified media platforms. Mm-hmm. And I think they changed it to gold.
Yeah, they had to pay, I think, $1,000 or something.
I don't know if they've paid, but at least before any payment happened, it was changed to gold. Then he came up with an idea of a corporate verification. What they said is that if your association or your corporation pays a certain amount to Twitter, they can now verify their staff. So they came up with all of that. Bottom line, the demand was just looking at ways to make money.
Now, so they're different. Before, verification was blue tick. Now there is the gray tick. Looks like, so a lot of people lost their verifications. Going back now, there are a lot of government officials, even Nigerian government officials, that now have the gray tick now. President, I've seen the president. I've seen House of Rep members. I've seen senators now get the gray tick. Now, like Esther had said, there's the gold tick. And of course, now you know that if you see a blue tick, you paid for it.
Yeah. So there quite
I
a
think
few.
It probably just leveled everybody. Even though a lot of people have lost their blue ticks, and maybe some people are just not interested in paying that money. Because you would expect, I would not have thought that if someone like Pope would lose his verification handle, or someone like Beyonce. There are a lot of people that
Donald Trump, Ali Berry.
Do you understand? All these people lost their verification badges. Now, if even him had come out to say that there's some people that he himself had to pay Twitter to keep, that there are a few celebrities that he's had to pay because he likes them, that they're his friends. So he's had to pay for their verification.
Yeah, so the thing is, I'm sure he had to clarify that because as soon as this happened, Elon Musk tweeted that he's getting a message that that he has paid for verification and that he didn't pay. He wanted the world to know that he didn't pay. Then Stephen King, the great Stephen King, the man that writes one of the best categories of novels when it comes to thrillers and horror stories, also came out to say that he heard that he had provided a number and some money, that he didn't do it though, that he knows apparently the owner of Twitter had done that for those two people, and I'm sure he had done for some other people. Now my confusion is that you think everybody is unverified now, but there are some artists that I see that still have their verification, like then the artists that lost theirs, some made fun of it.
Maybe some people have been paying around. They had been paying before.
Apparently some of you guys have been paying.
There's the interesting part is that even take for example someone like I think LeBron James had come out to say that he was not going to ever pay for Twitter verification.
Yeah.
And imagine that
he was very clear about it.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. Someone like Stephen King, like you had said, that I didn't pay for anything, and I don't know where my Twitter is saying that I've subscribed to Twitter Blue.
One of the funny things about this,
it's interesting how the people that said they don't want are the ones that Elon Musk is paying for.
One of the funny things about this whole Twitter, let me give you an example. The official spokesperson for the Pakistan Armed Forces, Major General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry, has 6.2 million followers, is not following anybody. Lost his verification tick, the blue tick. Now, the parody account, Inter-Services Parody Relations of
is verified.
I
think that somehow, someway, especially for like government agencies, I think that Twitter really, really needs to look into it, because I hope that people will not use verification for scams.
Yeah. So there's gray tick now.
Yeah, there's gray tick for government officials. So there's gray, there's the gold, and then there's blue.
So someone like Akin Alabi, if you don't know him, is an entrepreneur and a politician. Said, from blue tick to gray tick, Elon Musk is my guy. He has a gray tick now. This is what Musk should have done from the get, without trying to force people to buy the blue tick. You get? So
there should have been the option of maybe people who want to buy, but there's certain people that I feel that.
As soon as he tweeted that, someone responded to him. One Tayo Ovioso said, "Until you leave office," with the tongue out emoji, like you have it until you leave office.
Yeah, but he's not leaving office anytime soon.
Well, let's see.
Just wanted to put it out there. At least not for the next 4 years.
One of my guys on Twitter at Ayambola said the gray tick can't be like blacklist.
It's very interesting anyway.
So much ado about verification and all. One of the things again that I actually wanted to talk about this Twitter verification thing is that Twitter started it, but it spread to the other platforms.
Yes, it did.
It spread to Instagram, it spread to Facebook.
In fact, verification on YouTube. Facebook is very difficult too.
Oh yeah.
I know Instagram is pretty easy. But
you can pay.
But Facebook is very difficult. Yeah. But
so again, you should have kept it the way it was, because people copied you. Do you understand? Even mail platforms and stuff were talking about verification. Like, is this a verified thing? And the way I know a lot of other social media platforms were looking at verifying, their subscribers.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk, I know you're a businessman, like they say. I think it was Peter P Square, one of the P Squares, that said Elon Musk is a businessman. I get it.
He's a businessman. That you cannot take away from him.
Inyanya was like, they don't come out my verification, make an account pay, And I'm sure that jokingly, some people will say, you know what, $8 will be paying for you, because that's how much people love their stars. It feels strange for me, especially the fact that we have to do a lot of tweeting at these people when we're playing their music and all that stuff.
This is how are you sure who's who?
And there's some people that as soon as you type their at something, they're like 4 of those ones. You don't know which is which. But the verification, tick actually made
have helped.
Made it very, very easy.
It would have really helped. But anyway, we'll see in the coming days. There might actually be a bit of changes and all that.
But man, Elon Musk get liver. Don't look for see like.
Yeah, bounce paper.
No. Pope. Like Elon Musk, not a fear. Like
fear.
Yeah, but the Pope.
Boy like him. When it comes to like presidents,
that guy.
When it comes to presidents and all, he respected himself. Let's know what we are doing.
The guy come out Donald Trump blue tick now.
Donald Trump has a blue tick. President Buhari has a grey tick.
But he removed Trump. Oh no.
But Donald Trump is former president now.
Now let's still talking about presidents, or former presidents, or potential, or wanna-be presidents, or whatever. Just imagine, Elon Musk, come out Tinubu tick.
Yeah.
Come out Peter Obi tick. Come out
You know what? Tinubu should wait till May 29. It will get great tick.
Are you sure? Because at this rate,
it will become president.
Elon Musk no send anybody.
So it will get president. You don't understand. But for now, it's just president-elect. Everybody should be holding on. I think that even maybe if he applies for the great tick, maybe he will get. But at the moment, you don't have great tick. You are not president yet. You are not President Buhari, so everybody should do their day. At the moment, that's it.
So much ado about verification. This is where we are, and let's see how
it is. But before we leave the issue of Twitter, I wanted to talk quickly about the things that we tweet, and this is brought about with the issue of the Chude guy that was rearrested. And I went a bit of digging when there was conversation of people who were dropping money for him. I think his bail was 10 million naira and for him to be released. Now, what's the basis of this arrest and rearrest? Things that he tweeted, which the allegations were that, according to the person he referred to, they were not true. Now, I really did go in search of the court case and his bail conditions.
Yeah.
Everybody was going on about how they're dropping money and him to be released. I remember we had this conversation off air yesterday, and I said, are we sure that that's all there is to it? Apparently, that's not.
Okay.
Number one, he's even arrested. He's with Interpol. He's not even with Nigerian police or DSS or anything. Two, his bail conditions are 10 million naira. The owner of this 10 million naira must have a landed property and also must be a level 14 civil servant, federal civil servant. So the money at the moment is probably the least of the issues.
Yeah, but are you saying that the whole movement that
is still not out after all the still haven't gotten his bail conditions settled? Obviously, from now, even if they end up getting, it's not going to be at least Tuesday.
Well, again, I get where that's why you started with an advice that, look, whatever you do,
that we put out,
be careful what you
because
tweet.
Also people are also not looking at it from the angle that this is just bail. By the time the court proceedings begin, what it means is that he has to give proof of what he tweeted.
True that.
He has to have proof. So even if he does not have proof, jail is probably still hanging up in his head, bail or not. Because at times I think that a lot of people, especially Nigerians, think that once you paid bail, you're free. You're not. There's still jail hanging over his head if he cannot prove that he actually, the things that he tweeted were true. We need to get to a point. I know that it's cool, we want to sound cool and we want to put out stuff, but you do not know who you will offend. Or you will say stuff to that will take it personally.
I get like I saw the video that Chude made when he was released, the first time he was arrested, and he actually made an apology. And one of the things that he said was that he was just passionate about, democracy in Nigeria and all of that.
And then he took it down and kept on with a lot of things that he kept on saying.
To me, I'm like, every human being must literally and positively break down their situations. Like, you need to be able to analyze where you are, check what's going on, and be sure of your actions. So I felt it was covered. Like, for him to have taken down that video means that maybe he had something stronger working for him. Maybe he had some top backup, that was going to stand for him and all. Now, the first time he was arrested, there was a lot of hue and cry. Top people in the Labour Party, and Peter Obi's movement, they actually did come out for him. But this time around, I've not had that kind of noise. Yes, people are trying to raise money, like Dolupo pointed out. But it's beyond that. Let us fight for what we believe in. But let us also not lose our heads. Don't lose your freedom. When you're incarcerated, it's a different ball game entirely. You can't go out when you want to go out. You can talk when you want to talk. You can write when you want to write. You can tweet when you want to tweet. So please, it's just a form of advice.
Yeah, I think that we should just have some decorum.
It's just us,
especially things that you do not have evidence for. People carry stories or just tell you gist, and you will carry it and start saying it. It will land some people in jail the way it's looking like. So please, even if he's never going to be in jail anymore, the honest truth is that there's this number of days that he's in jail, I'm sure he's not going to enjoy himself. That's the truth. You're going to spend public holiday in jail. Wow. I'm sure nobody wants that ever. Anyway, let's move on from that. I'm talking about arrest. The DSS, the Department of State Services, have arrested suspects transporting arms in Kano State. They're saying that there was supposed to be an alleged, there was supposed to be a planned attack. They were in possession of about 2 AK-47 assault rifles, 2 empty AK-47 magazines, a red boxer motorcycle, and a sack of yams in which the guns were concealed. And you're wondering, like, what exactly are people doing?
Okay, so, we've come a long way. I was doing a little bit of research in the middle of the night, looking into some important landmarks in Nigeria and stories that had happened in recent past. Recent past takes me as far back as 20 years, right? And I started seeing things like, bomb blast in this, car bomb in that, things that happened in Nigeria. And I'm like, wow, we've come a long way.
Yeah.
We're not where we want to be, but we have come a long way. We have come a long way. We have come a long way. So now, anytime you hear about this kind of things that happened in Kano and some people who are trying to, cause trouble and they're trying to foment trouble for us as a nation, it just irks me, it drives me crazy. I'm like, look, go gaga on these people. Like, don't even give them a breathing space, because if you allow, gunmen and marauders and all these people get, an inch of your space, trust me, they'll take a mile.
Give them an inch, they take the whole.
They'll take
yard.
several miles, man.
They take the whole thing.
So kudos to the military and the police and all the people involved with the Kano burst, but they must press those guys for more information, because I'm sure they're probably like some kind of advanced party or a sleeper cell. And we can look, it's happening in the east again now. In Imo State, we heard that things are happening, the story of people being attacked, a couple being, hit.
Yeah.
So we're not going to allow that. We shouldn't allow that. And the instant you allow them, and sadly, I don't know if people noticed, before the elections, security issues went down. And during the elections, everything was calm.
Yeah.
But after the elections now, there seems to be this kind of escalation. What's going on?
So it's almost beginning to look like they're all like planned stuff at the end of the day. But anyway,
maybe they're just coincidences. Like, it's just coincidental.
I don't think anything about these things are actually ever coincidental. Personally, I don't think so. But we will definitely see how all that works. But in Lagos State, there has been some arraignment in Lagos State High Court, where an immigration officer has been arraigned for alleged assault on his colleague. Okay. Now, I think that why I liked this story was because I think that we have become so lawless that it's okay to do some things. We feel it's okay to do some things. And a lot of people are now finally getting the realization. So this person was sued because he hit his colleague by slapping him in his office, and it caused a nosebleed. Yeah. On a normal day, you won't think this kind of thing will get to court.
Make it to court, yeah.
But it is wrong.
All the way.
It is wrong. What is wrong is wrong. That's why we're getting to a point where people need to know that things are, we don't do things. We shouldn't just be doing things just because. I just overlook it. It is wrong. What is wrong is wrong. You don't hit people. You don't. Keep your hands to yourself. Now, this person is probably going to land in jail because he couldn't keep his hands to himself. Advice for the holiday: keep your hands to yourself.
It's important that you keep your hands to yourself. I have a girlfriend that used to say that a lot when she's talking to her friends. And at times you're like, okay, why are you saying this? But hearing it from Tolupo live on TV again now takes my mind to that, my friend.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, okay, why are they saying the same thing? It must mean a lot to women, or is it a man thing now? So everybody should just basically keep their hands to themselves.
Keep your hands to yourself.
But I said
Except
that
the person says otherwise.
Yeah, I said that jocularly, but on a serious tip, why do you think you have the right or the power to slap someone or encroach on someone's space or beat someone down?
What makes you think? Like you said, for you to hit someone, you're officially in someone else's personal space.
Yeah, what makes you think it's okay? Seriously. I think it's wrong, and it's again because we have this utter disregard for the next person. So you think, oh yeah, I can do anything, I can attack this person, I can beat this person. There's a funny video that I think is going to go viral. I've been seeing it for the past 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
And it's a video of a guy in his living room who had like some kind of white cloth covering him from head to toe. Mm-hmm. Apparently, in the video, and the people who have tagged this video have said, oh, what would you do if you were the husband? So it's assumed that the wife had a throw pillow and she was going to choke him to death. But she put the pillow on his feet because she had assumed that was where his head was at. So while she was pressing down on his feet, the guy opened his head and goes, okay, what's going on? What did I do? Then she smiles, does a jig, puts the pillow under his head, kisses him on the forehead, and walks away. I'm like, okay, don't sleep.
Run.
Don't sleep.
Run for
collect your money. You gotta go. So again, the reason why I feel those things are stages is because who's recording?
Yeah.
Do you get? But again, they're instructive that, oh yeah, these things could happen. It could happen, right? So look, at the end of the day, let's respect each other. Don't take the law into your hands. You're really tired of being with someone. Okay, tell them. Exactly. Worst case scenario, walk away.
Just walk away.
But don't kill anybody. Don't slap anybody. And do not beat anybody.
I'm talking about killing somebody. A lawyer had killed her husband last year after he discovered that the houseboy that the wife brought into the house is her own biological son.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah. I know that this might sound naive, but what in the world are you people doing?
The story is messy.
What exactly? Like, are you joking?
It's actually a very messy story. One of the websites tagged it pretty lawyer. Like, leave the pretty out of it. Pretty in face, evil lawyer. It should be more like evil lawyer.
This story sounds like someone that's very disturbed. Why? Because the story of how she was molested by a reverend father.
Yep.
When she was a teenager and she got pregnant, that was how she gave birth.
She had a child.
To this child. It's bad enough that a reverend father.
Yeah.
In quote. Then you do all that, get married, and then you bring your own biological son into, which I feel that on a normal day, giving birth is not a crime. A man that is going to marry you would marry you.
For real.
I don't think that should be such an issue. You now bring the boy into your matrimonial home under the guise that is like a brother to you. Then you guys now connive and kill the man. I don't know.
That's the height of it, though.
I don't know what you people are doing with yourselves. I'm sorry, but whatever it is, it's really, honestly, and just really, really messed up. But we definitely will continue with that story. We'll see what goes on with that. Now let's move all the way to Uganda.
What's going on?
Now in Uganda, the reason why they're a lot in the news is because for the past few months we've been signing laws like anti-gay laws and anti-LGBTQ laws up and down and all that. But this particular one that they had put like a steeper, the house had put like a steeper what's the word now? Like steeper punishments for being gay in the country. Now the president is not signing it because according to the House, they're asking for a death penalty for homosexuality. I think it's a lot, though. I think that's like extreme. Now he's saying that there should be some form of on his own hand, like that there should be, and there should be a clause of like people getting rehabilitated and all that. Not like he believes in being gay, but that he feels that people should be rehabilitated and not killed.
You know, the whole thing, it's a serious matter now. It's a global issue. For Africa and Africans, and when I say Africa now, let me say most African countries. I can't say the entire Africa. The bulk of the African countries do not believe in the gay rights movement.
Yeah.
And they are working hard, you know, passing laws and doing everything that they think they can to prevent, you know, the gay rights from gaining grounds in Africa. Even in Nigeria where we live, they passed this law a couple of years ago. You witness a gay wedding, I think you get 10 years or something. Then there's a 14-year sentence for gay people who try to get married or who get married or no. So in Uganda, President Yoweri Museveni is now saying that beyond the steep punishments, let's create a law about rehabilitation. Now, a lot of people say, well, that sounds humane and all. But the people on the gay side of things, they don't see that as
they
humane.
don't think they want to be
they want to tell you that they don't need rehabilitation.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a couple of gay people and they tell you, look, that they were born that way and there's nothing they can do about it. That's who they are, right? So for me personally, I want to tread carefully and say that whatever it is that we need to do, let us all understand the kind of world we live in and let us understand where we draw the line, you know. But it's obvious that the Western world is cool with gay rights while Africa still finds it something that they don't want to listen to. That's where I'm going to leave it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just personally feel that death penalty is just a lot. Like, let's be coming down. Like, let's really and honestly just be coming down. Quickly before we go, let's do a bit of rundown of sports or games that happened yesterday at the Europa League and Europa Conference League quarterfinals, second leg of quarterfinals. Now we know that Roma had defeated Feyenoord 4-1. Of course, the aggregate was ended 4-2. I think that the first game, I think Feyenoord defeated Roma or something like that. I think it was one goal. They had played one goal and then Roma decided to come back guns blazing. Another one that definitely came back to bite them in the behind was Sevilla and Manchester United. Manchester United's game last week was very depressing. That's personally to me, because up until the 84th minute, they were leading, and it looked like I personally watched that game up until like it's something minute, and I closed it to watch something because like the game had ended, only for me to see that the game ended 2-2. How? And then to outsult upon injury, there were 2 own goals. It was completely. I feel that it was completely unnecessary.
The real sort on injury to Man United is the loss of their 2 centre backs, like the 2 central defenders who have held sway for them. You know, Rafael Van Rane and Martinez. You know, so they lost them. So not only did they lose the game, they lost those guys, and I think one of them is out for the entire season.
The rest of the season.
Then they bring in their most expensive defender in the history of defenders, you know, Maguire. Now, I said it on air before because I don't want people to say I'm being hypocritical. As at the time Maguire was getting a lot of stick last year, He was one of the best defenders in the league and even for his country. Statistically, he was doing well. Do you get? But the truth is, this season, Maguire should look for an excuse, like maybe pretend he's injured and end the season, and maybe find his way back to Leicester or something. I think
bad enough because it was so expensive to get.
It's cost that team.
Yes, it's cost
a lot of headache
more.
And a lot
yes,
of problems.
I agree with you.
And it's gotta go.
Yeah, and
My
Sevilla
opinion.
decided to come
Then
back.
Man United have always found it hard with Spanish teams. It's not always, an easy road for them to take.
But it was supposed to be.
It would have
easy
been
peasy
until Maguire happened.
Until Maguire happened, of course, Maguire happened again, which we know that game would have ended 4-0, if not that VAR cancelled one goal. And Sevilla came back yesterday and came back to finish the job and finish it well by defeating them 3-0. We know that Juventus and Sporting CP, that game ended 1-1 yesterday, but Juventus qualified because they already defeated Sporting CP 1-0 earlier in the game. Another one was Bayern Leverkusen and Union Saint-Gilloise, and we know that Bayern the game ended 4-1, so there's no need to even have a conversation. Another interesting one, which was the Conference League, was West Ham. West Ham came out guns blazing. Pow, 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 pow. I mean, at this point, they don't want to finish the season without at least getting something. Mm-hmm. They came out guns blazing. It was beautiful. They ended their game 4-1 yesterday with aggregate of 5-2. Come on, what else are you looking for? That's the best you can get. We know that of course Premier League game is continuing today. Arsenal and Southampton. Arsenal needs to win today's game.
It's a must win for the Arsenal, because if they flunk it, I think that's the end. That's it to their title chase, because City still have a game in hand.
Yes, they still do.
And they've blown this 12-point lead, but they can actually still win the league if they continue to win from now on.
They definitely need this win.
Honestly, it for me, I want to put this on record. This is no thing other than I think Arsenal deserves this season. They've had a beautiful season with a coach that nobody, even this one here, didn't give a chance. I kept on saying this guy. There's something about him.
I did not.
If not for anything, for Arteta, for the Sakas that have been racially profiled and abused, for those two reasons and other sentimental reasons, like the fact that Arsenal fans have been through a lot. Since Twitter started a few years ago, not one Arsenal fans has ever tweeted, "We won the league." Wow. That's how long it's taken for us now. So it won't be a bad idea for them to break that jinx this season. So this is me putting my name and everything on the line, saying I actually want Arsenal to win the league.
Really, I totally agree with you. But for me, I'm at a point where I hope they do. But even if they don't, I think that they've done so well this season that not just the players, the coach in himself, he has proved himself so much that even if they don't win the league, as sad as it might be if they don't win the league, at least it is Man City and nobody else. That's it. That's where I think I've gone into. But would it be nice to actually win the league? Oh yeah, it definitely would. Anyway, on that note, that is all we're able to take today on the Boombar. Thank you for listening. Thank you very, very much for watching. We'll be back again on Monday for another wonderful edition of the bar. Please do have a beautiful, beautiful holiday ahead for Nigerians and
Barka de Sallah.
Muslims all over the world. Yeah.
Echo
Odun. Yeah.
Where's our meat? Regardless, just buy meat for us.
All right.
Give us meat. All we are saying.
God. Goodbye.
Give us ram meat.